Why Diablo 4 is doomed. It has like 79,000 views.
Diablo 4 is coming out next month, and pimps, let me tell you something, it is the best of everything. If you're Activision Blizzard, that is, because they've managed to trick one of the largest nostalgic reserve armies into hitting every branch on the predatory monetization tree. Or in other words, Bobby Boy just hit bingo, and he even got to keep the titty milk. They get $70 for the base
This guy is really going all the way. He's going all the way.
game, an extra $20 for early access, paid expansions, an in-game shop, battle passes, and a physical collector's edition for $100 that doesn't even
I don't know why they don't include the game with this. It's so insane that they don't include the game. It makes no sense.
include the game itself. That is some tier 3 grifting right there. All they're missing is gotcha mechanics to get big budget waifus, but I'll get to that problem in a second. First, I want to address the fact that, yes, I am well aware that this is just the way it is in the modern day gaming industry, because I watched Asmongold's video on it where he said that shit 50 times. But just because
I'm gonna say it 51, that's just the way it is now. And if you don't like it, don't buy it. Because if enough people do that, it'll go away. But enough people don't do it, and so it's still this way. And that's just the way it is now. It's 52.
that's just the way it is doesn't mean the game will be any less shit as a result of it. Have we all forgotten about Warhammer 40,000 different color shirts unless you succumb to the cash shop? Have we all forgotten about New World making you run around looking like a jackass for 20 hours because they put 5 different dorky armor sets in the base game, unless of course you use the cash shop? And have we all forgotten what this does to the actual game? It's not just the fact that
I mean, as somebody with over 1,000 hours in New World, I can 100% confirm, if you are going to list the problems in New World in order, the cash shop would not even be on the first page.
they're trying to take the milk right out of your fridge. I mean, that's capitalism, baby. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is. No, I have a problem with the mountain of cut content that will be a result of it. And this is a game that already looks like it's going to struggle with girth, if its pencil dick skill tree is any indication. But speaking of things that aren't going to be thin at all, let's talk about the character customizer, because damn! Remember Diablo 2's Assassin, or their Amazon, or hell, even the Sorceress? Well, forget about all that, because this is what you get now. What in the goddamn hell is that supposed to be? The budget cuts here are so bad that I think we can officially declare this game the
Look, I'm gonna be real, okay? I'm gonna say, I think she's hot. She's definitely hot. It's not even a question. Like, what are we even talking about? Yeah, of course she's hot.
game, the Great 600-Pound Depression. In fact, you don't even get a budget slider here, and yet they have the balls to walk around talking about
near endless character creation.
It's impeccable how in a game...
I also think that the character creation could be a lot better. However, I do think the character creation in Diablo 4 is good enough. I also don't mind... Like, if you want to have one class be fat chicks, then what's the problem? I mean, there's fat chicks in real life. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's not like they're all fat.
With, quote,
near endless character creation.
Not one of them results in a big budgeted end result. I'm fighting for representation here.
No, dude. I think that the Berserker females are super fucking hot. I think the rogue females are really fucking hot in a different way. I think the necromancer ones are like, you know, it's like maybe there's like a couple of combos that it works out with, and the sorcerer ones too. Like, yeah, like what the fuck? What do you mean? Yeah, like goth chicks or something. Yeah, I would say so. Down bad super. No, it's not. I'm just making an observation. I do think they could have made their boobs bigger, though. I'll agree with him on that.
Pimps. Okay, sure. Technically, this is a major leap for the series, because in Diablo 3, you could only choose from the two.
Dude,
sure. Technically, this is a major leap.
She's hot. Like, yeah, the haircut is like, this is like some psychotic fucking I hate my dad haircut. For sure. But she's hot.
late for the series, because in Diablo 3 you could only choose from the 2 genders, and in this one, well, no, actually, hang on, that's gone. But hey, you have an endless 4 face types, and an endless 12 hairstyles, and an endless 12 facial hair types, so that your woman can walk into that tavern and turn that place into a marsh with her voluptuous big beard. You know what I'm talking about, Sony fan.
Was that NBA? Was it James Harden? Was that his fucking beard?
Boys, come on.
Oh my
I mean,
God,
Jesus.
yeah.
At
I
this
thought
point,
so.
I'm with you. Let's just
Yeah.
accelerate all the way forward. I will not buy this game if I can't make my woman have the George Costanza cut with an Honest Abe beard. Get that hand off that woman's ass and get typing, Blizzard. We got expectations to meet. But even if you can't do it, I understand. I mean, it's only a $70 game. It's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is.
Moving on, let's talk about the story. I know one thing about the story, and that is the fact that they plan on dropping story updates every 3 months, probably to get you to come back and see their new battle pass every season. So big.
That's exactly why, by the way. That is exactly why they're doing it. He is completely right.
Big Bob's yacht doesn't run out of fuel. However, my concern, to talk out of my ass for a second, is that the story will also suffer cut content, and they'll use that cut content as the bait. I sure wouldn't hope that's the case.
The story of cut content, they'll use the cut content as the bait. I don't really agree with that. I think that doesn't really make a lot of sense, because like even in like World of Warcraft, like Karazhan was in the game in vanilla WoW, but it didn't actually get fully released until like way later on. So like they're probably just going to keep developing the game afterwards, and it's not really bait, is it? I mean, if people are getting what they're paying for, right? I mean, the reason why there's like fish bait is like, hey, it's a lure and you thought it was a fish. If you give somebody a fish, is it really bait? I don't know.
Or else it might just tarnish
I guess it
Blizzard's
is, but
good
still,
name.
it's like
Regardless,
it's a weird way to look at it.
at this point, only time will tell if that is just the way it is. It's just the way it is.
Just the way it is, man.
But as long as I'm bringing up great points, lest we all forget that, much like Diablo 3's launch, there's going to be a plethora of performance issues related to the fact that this game is always online. I'm talking rubber banding, connection errors, lagging, and of course that's even if you have the privilege of being allowed through the front fucking door. And if my tour in the Overwatch 2 queue times is any indication, then I think the only thing that's going to be
Near endless.
is these goddamn queue times, which is
I think he could be right about that, but I think it's gonna, like, the queue times are gonna be bad for a while, and then it's just gonna go away because people are gonna move away from the game, right? That's just what's gonna happen, or they're gonna get more server space. You have to be always online if you want to monetize a game. Yeah. Like, from now on, you're almost never gonna get games that are not always online, because always online reduces piracy, and it also allows them to advertise more store things, which is their business model. Like, that's just it. And, like, let's be real, guys. Everybody has the internet. Like, we're going to pretend like some people don't have the internet here? Well, you're on chat, so you have the internet. It doesn't reduce piracy, though? Wait a second. You think that an always online game is easier to pirate than an offline game?
why we have the $20 upgrade for early access. Buy it now, queue on Friday, crash on Saturday, and get back in by Sunday. Your move, lawman. Listen, don't come crying to me that it's unfair, because then it would sound like it's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is.
Just the way it is.
Just the way it is, fool. Speaking of which, then we have the gameplay. And listen, I know this is going to be a bit controversial, but as someone that beat Diablo 3 about 10 years ago on a laptop that sounded like it was going to explode the whole time, I don't even think this looks that good. Barbarian looks like ass. Druid doesn't do damage. Sorcerer looks like a sorcerer, and that essentially leaves...
Yeah, Sorcerer looks really good. I like the way Sorcerer plays, so I think it's the best playing class.
You with just the Necromancer. But you know what game has a Necromancer and Heavy Flamers and Heavy Bolters and Chainswords and Space Marines? That's right, fuck Diablo 4. But now, as for Diablo 4, let's do what we always do with the previews. It's time to place your bets.
Alright, now listen here. I think this is what we can expect out there come game day, Jim.
I think there's one guy that only ever played Diablo 3 that one time on PS4 on accident for a couple minutes, and he's gonna say, Diablo has never been better. Another man that's been playing Diablo since he was in utero will say, it's not quite meth, but I suppose crack...
It's just the way way it is. Florida man who dropped gender reveal. Wait, what?
Will do. And finally, some jackass that works for Kotaku will probably say as they cup the balls,
Finally, I can see myself in Diablo thanks to this amazing character creator.
as for scores, I'm guessing 6s across the board. Now for my score, it's a firm. It is the way it is, brother. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is, folks. Just the way it is. Just the way it is. Just the way it is. Alright, it's about to get loud, pimp. Alright, ladies and pimps. This song's for those in those times when it's just the way it is. 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 It's just the way it is just the way it is. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is.
God.
It's just the way it is.
True. That's the thing. Let me go back. I'll look at this. So yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, with some of this stuff, right? I mean, sure, but I mean, I think he's. There's always room to rage against the machine, but the machine keeps turning anyway, and it's unfortunate that he's. It's unfortunate that I'm right. It's a Super Doomer video. Yeah, it definitely is a Super Doomer video. Let's be honest. No game included. Dude's cooked. Well, he's just super negative about the game, right? That's about all there is. So it says a lot about Blizzard's player base. The people at the company responsible for actual death were employees due to negligence. People still buy their crappy games. I don't understand why people have comments like this whenever, like, people have no problem buying Apple products. They have no problem buying, like, Nike products. They have no problem buying, like, Riot products. I mean, Riot had issues like Blizzard before, too. So did Ubisoft. So, like that's just... It's nothing. It's really not that special with Blizzard. It's unfortunate, but that's true. It's actually not that special. Let's see. And honestly, surprised character creators so limited. Yeah, I wish that was more. How this is in fact the way it is. It is in fact. Listen, guys. It is the way it is. Asma responding to criticism instead of immediately blocking or banning. That would be time for. That would be something to sing. Well, the reason why is because. Still buy the game regardless since it's still a Blizzard fan. Well, no, it's because it's going to be I think it's going to be a good game. I played the beta, a game looks good, so I'll buy the game. It's really not that complicated. Like, there are these, like, terminally online gamers that, like, always get mad with what other people do with their money. And I used to be one of these people. And then I turned 30. And I'm not anymore. That's the truth. You know, like, I just, that's it. People gonna do what they're gonna do, and it is what it is. That's it. You don't like it, that's fine, but it's not gonna change. That, you could say, that's just the way it is. Yeah, it's just the way it is. And best way to live your life, yeah, gacha game, bro. Like, that's the thing. Is like, look at gacha games, man. That's just the way it is. Basically, sums up everything wrong with the gaming industry as a whole. Yeah, well then change it. That's what I think. It's just the way it is. It's just the law. I'm just doing my job of just following orders. History will see you for what you are. A child that holds up his beliefs until the moment his arms get tired of shiny new video game is dangled in front of his face. You are absolutely right. I don't want to hold up my arms. I just want to play the game. You are completely right. That it's just a game. It doesn't matter. And if the game is pay to win bullshit garbage, okay. That's just the way it is. Yeah. Damn, man. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just the way it is. Yeah. Shit, play another one. Deep Rock Galactic was all previous season cosmetics into the mission loot table. Yeah, I mean, again, like, I think that if you don't like the way the game is here, you know, just play something else. That's my best advice. Things change also with Blizzard. Oh, yeah, for sure. I've tried to improve. I don't mind they're trying D3, D4. It's my personal reasoning. Well, to me, I look at everything like this, right? I view my time, I value my time at $1 an hour, and I think this is a little bit more complicated because obviously I'm a streamer, and so it's different. Give me 1 second, actually, to make sure that I have this all set up. Okay, yeah, anyway, I value my time at $1 an hour. And what that means is that if I'm going to get 70 hours of gameplay out of Diablo 4, it's worth my time. It's worth the money. So if that's it, then I'm happy. And I think that's what will happen. It's fair to criticize games, though, and then you go play another one? Well, yeah, no, I mean, I'll make it perfectly clear. I wish that gaming wasn't like it is now. But the truth is that gaming has become so mainstream and the audience has become so watered down that what's going to end up happening is that there are so many people that are trying to play that are never going to see this type of content and don't have the same values that like the core gaming community used to have. So because they've diluted down what the core gaming community is just by having gaming grow naturally, it's not like they did this on purpose. It's just what it is. It's just the way it is, right? You have so many people out there that you can no longer have a cohesive movement that stops something from happening. Now, there have been instances where it has happened. Things like, I think it happened on EVE Online temporarily. It also happened with, like, I think Star Wars Battlefront. But for the most part, in the 99% of cases, it doesn't matter how many people are unhappy about it. It just doesn't go anywhere. So, yeah, smaller communities, it's easier to do that. On sci-fi games, the main player base is 40-year-olds? Yeah, exactly. So, that's just the way it is, man. You're going to stop saying it is what it is now? Yes, dude. Yeah, maybe I'll have to use this one instead. But anyway, yeah, I wish it wasn't like that. I wish we could go back to the days of Super Nintendo and you just go and you buy a game and, you know, like then you've got the game and then you play the game until you're done playing it. Then you go and buy the next game, right? That's it. I thought that was a pretty fun system. But the thing is nowadays that people just simply are willing to spend more money. And it doesn't really matter whether you do or not. And I think this is a perspective that a lot of people don't really seem to realize, is that just because you choose not to spend money doesn't mean that other people won't choose to spend money. Look at Honkai Star Rail. Hasn't Honkai Star Rail already made $40 million and it hasn't even been out an entire month? So it doesn't really matter what you personally do whenever somebody else's vote is literally worth way more than yours is. Like your vote of $0 or $1 or $5 is worth a lot less than somebody's vote of $1,000 or $3,000. And that's what happens. Yeah, money talks. It's just that simple. That's just the way it is. So if somebody wants to get upset about this is what I said about Lost Ark, right? Is that if the Lost Ark player base had any sense of self-respect, they would all immediately quit the game until Fions are completely removed in their entirety. But they're not going to do that. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Because the truth is that if you get enough people together, you can do anything you want. Yeah, you can do anything you want. It doesn't matter.